Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. This is going to be on Blog Talk Radio slash inspirational point, and also on It's Inspiration BTR, which stands for Blog Talk Radio, on Open the Door. On Blog Talk Radio, and also will be airing live, but you can listen to it anytime. Divine Dirt. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. On the first day he spoke, "Let there be light," and there was light. On the second day he spoke, and he created the sky, the atmosphere above the earth. On the third day he spoke, and dry land appeared, and plants and trees began to grow. On the fourth day he spoke, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky," and the sun and the moon and the stars came into existence. On the fifth day he spoke, and the waters filled with living creatures, and the sky with birds. On the sixth day God spoke, and animals walked on the earth, livestock and wild animals. Then God said, "Let us make man in our own image, in the likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." Genesis 1:26. The Lord formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Genesis 2:7. I want you, your sanctified imaginator, for just a minute. I want you to go back in time and imagine what might have been like to be there the day God created the most perfect man who ever lived. I want you to realize, and I want you to visualize God kneeling down in the mud and beginning to shape Adam. Some believe that God may have started with the feet and worked his way up, but I think it's more likely he began with the head. This is where the mind, the nerve center, the spinal cord begins. I began to pretend the shape of the head, the eye sockets, the nose, and mouth standing a little off to the side. Then God began to work his way down the body. And as he shaped and formed the arms and the hands, you can almost see sparks coming from God's hands as he formed the shape of man. Then when God had completely formed the man, he breathed the breath of life into him. Anyone, can you imagine that today? Everything else God created, he merely spoke and they appeared. But when God created man, he climbed down into the mud and got his hands dirty. Nothing else in all creation required. Nothing else in all creation called for that degree of attention, that depth of involvement by God. And the reason was simple. Man was the only created being on earth that was formed by the dust of the earth. Man was created, being made in the image of God. Evolutionists believe there is no divine in man, just dirt. They tell us that man gradually evolved from lower life forms. They'll tell you that life was just an accident and man is nothing more than a higher order of animal. To evolutionists, you and I, animals born of chaos and lacking any reason to exist. We have no greater purpose, we have no value beyond being scientific curiosity. But the Bible tells us that's not true. You're not just dirt. Evolution may see us as one step above apes, but scriptures see us as one step beneath angels. You and I are not like the other creations of God. We're not like apes, the chimps, the etc. We are a special creation made in the image of God.